This one says, no one has developed Ghana like a Kufuor, not even in Nkrumah. This is Napo speaking. So Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, running mate of the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, says no president, not even the revered first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, has developed Ghana like the current president, Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo. He indicated that President Akufo-Addo's accomplishments are unmatched. Speaking during his outdooring in Kumasi on Monday, Napo lauded the president's development initiatives and transformative leadership. Now I quote, since independence from 1957 till today, we have not had any president that has helped Ghana like Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo. I say from 1957 to now, if you take your Kwame Nkrumah, no one has become president who has protected Ghana and moved it forward like Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo, Napo stated. He stressed that under President Akufo-Addo's leadership, Ghana has seen substantial progress in various sectors, including education, healthcare, infrastructure, and the economy. Napo underscored that government's policies, such as free SHS policy and the One District, One Factory initiative, have been widely praised for their impact on the nation's development. Let me come back to you, Palgrave. So this is what Napo is saying. Now, I think it's a very huge stretch to say that the current president has outstripped our first president by way of developmental projects. But Napo seems to be very confident in what he's saying, that, this is the fact of the day.
So, you know what, I am a proponent of leadership, and I believe that there are leaders whose name has gone into the annals and history of Ghana, whose names have gone into the annals and history of the world. I'm a proponent of following Madiba, whom when you get to the United Nations in New York, you would find his bust over there. There are many people who would remember Ghana because of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and for what he has done in wanting to form the OAU and now Africa Union and the things that he thought about and some of his own ideologies and thinking. One of my thoughts really are that leaders are successive and leaders must do more. And so when you put it in context that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had an opportunity within which he had to establish his leadership opportunities that the Ghanaian people gave to him. And post Kwame Nkrumah, other leaders have come from the First Republic to the Second Republic to the Third Republic and now the Fourth Republic. In this Fourth Republic, Jerry John Rawlings had an opportunity, John Ajekum Kufuor had an opportunity, did excellent. Rawlings also did excellent during the times that they were given. John Evans Atta Mills had an opportunity, John Dramani Mahama had an opportunity, Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo now has an opportunity. And so in proper comparison, you would expect that the current leaders would outdo what previous leaders have done. I mean, I think that is that in principle. And also to state that in the days of Ghana from 1957, the population was about 5 million people. You're talking 2024, and it's about 34 million people approximately. And so my position really is that when you are on political platforms, the energies are different, the rationales are different. You need to enhance and embellish the grassroots, get all of these people energized. And so let's not take the situation out of context. I mean, I think that for even as a new patriotic party, we adore Nkrumah, which is why President Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo set the Founders Day, which is August 4th, every single year. And we've been celebrating that. And I recall when Dr. J.B. Danquah in 1947, August 4th, stated that Ghana was ready for independence. And independence was won by a collective of people, not just the big six, but a collective of people. So we adore the fathers of the land. And I don't want us to situate the conversations on a discredit of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We value the works of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of the Republic of Ghana, the leader of government business during 1957 to 1960. We do appreciate those inputs that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has made in Ghana. But you would expect that at least from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, all leaders that have come have built upon the successes or otherwise of the previous leaders.
Okay, so let's hear from you.
Okay, so I listened to what Dr. Boakye Danquah, how he answered your question on the comparison between the whacked leadership of Nana Addo and Bawumia to Dosajifo. And what the doctor failed to do was to give a direct answer. He's been very diplomatic. But of course, we read it between the lines, and we know that yours is an opposition to that kind of comparison. That must be underscored. I think that people like you and the rest of the NPP have a duty, and that duty is to speak truth to your leadership. They have failed the people of this country. And in the selection of Napo, it's a further slap on the faces of the people of this country. Dr. Boakye Danquah, you'd have made a better running mate.
Hey, what are you saying?
You would have made a better running mate than the man that has been put there.
Please don't kill me.
No, I mean, like, you and I'm the one saying it, because I see in you something finer than what has been presented to the people of this country.
But we were very happy about it when you look at what happened at Jubilee Park yesterday.
Happy about what?
Yeah, Napo.
Who was happy about it?
The NPP, the grassroots, the base.
No, if you put your ear on the ground, you'll hear what the people of the NPP are saying. They are saying that the selection of Napo is fair, it's like a highway to hell.
So
the selection of Napo, they claim that they
endorsed him.
Oh, he did not. Oh, 2-4 did not endorse Napo. A wise king like that will support one political party over the other. He did not do that.
No, he endorsed his selection.
Oh, but Otunfo even endorses my call to the bar. I was SRC president at the time he was Chancellor of KNUST. I've met him severally. I've discussed with him several issues. Otunfo is a wise king. And a wise king is he who would advise and tell the truth. Like telling Napo that stop being arrogant. That's what a wise man would do. That's what a wise man would do. But you see, I worry about this country. And I speak from a place of pure love for this country. Because the suffering, the hardship is too much. Unemployment, unprecedented. Dr. Boakye Danquah, who represents the NPP today, his spending power is less today than it was 7 years ago. It's less. Because the value of whatever he has in cedis is less in dollars. In the history of this country, have we had a case prior to the NPP government where the dollar was more than where $1 was more than 4 cedis? Had we had a case like that in the history of this country? Never. President Mahama handed over $1 to about 4 cedis. Today it's about 15 cedis. The traders at Makola, the spare part dealers, when they are importing their spare parts from Germany and other parts of the world, they are paying much more. Nursing training students, they have finished school, 4 years, 5 years, unemployment. University graduates, unemployment. Free SHS in disarray. And at the mention of free SHS, let me again say something Napo said yesterday. When we say Napo is a loose talker, when we say Napo is arrogant, we mean it. We mean it because by figures and statistics, Napo has demonstrated that. One thing he said yesterday was that supposedly food production has become so much in Ghana that even the caterers at the Free Senior High School even steal some of the food. There's so much food that the caterers even steal some of it. Napo said that.
I heard it.
Napo said that. These are the same caterers who have been demanding payment. Caterers who provide food at the various secondary schools have been demanding payment. They don't get the payment. And yet Napo would come out, look them in the face and lie. Today, what is food inflation in this country? It's over 50%. Food inflation, a tube of yam is over 50 cedis. A tube of yam, tomatoes, very expensive. Ask your wife if you have one. Or your girlfriend if you have one. Dr. Boakye Danquah, ask your wife. The prices of food stuff in the market, it's increased. But yet Napo would come on a political platform in the name of galvanizing the base to lie to them. Why don't they go to the market? They all go to the market. We all go to the market. We know onions are expensive. We know tomatoes are expensive. Salt is expensive. Basic commodities are expensive. And that's because this government has presided over gross inefficiency, incompetence, that today we are suffering. Do you hate the people of this country that much? Before I conclude, when Nana Addo was running for president, the people of Ghana told him he was arrogant. The NPP came out and said, oh, no, he's not arrogant. Oh, it's just a perception. Oh, the NDC are just painting him as propaganda. Do you remember that? He lost the first round. 2008, he lost. 2012, the people of Ghana still believed he was arrogant. He lost. In 2016, somehow they were able to refine his image and said, oh, he went to eat KK and dance bobobo with the people. So the people thought that, oh, the man has changed. They voted for him. What did we see? We have seen another example of Nebuchadnezzar. Wow. Very arrogant. Oh, you don't see what Nana Addo is doing. All around, he goes for funerals and programs and orders chiefs to stand up. You don't see the body language of the president. There are at least 4 instances where the president has grossly disrespected the traditional leaders of this country. He has demonstrated his arrogance. See how he spoke to the people of Mepe. See how he spoke to the people of Mepe. Ekunfi. He told the people of Ekunfi that I will not bring development to Ekunfi because you voted out the NPP candidate. And if you want me to bring development, vote for the NPP candidate. Which leader talks like this? Which leader talks like this? Today, the people of Ghana have seen Nana Addo for who he is. Arrogant, incompetent, corrupt. And let's learn from the example of Nana Addo. People of Ghana, we are telling you again that Napo is even worse than Nana Addo. When we say Napo is arrogant, you all see it. When we asked for Doomsor timetable, he spat in our faces. Told us to go and get our own timetables. When they asked him the question about teachers, he said that teachers are people who know no book. That's why they ended up in teacher training colleges. Napo has disrespected and insulted several aspects of the Ghanaian life. Several. So we are telling you, reject him all. Let it never be said that you did not heed the advice of the NDC again and are voting for an incompetent, corrupt, arrogant person. Never. The people of Ghana have suffered so much. We have suffered, and we will not make the mistake of voting another NPP ticket. Bawumia lies. Napo corrupt and arrogant.
All right, let's make progress. The whole conversation about I don't know if Palgrave has anything to say regarding that, but
you know, I think that, you see, we are in a very heated political environment, and some statements that I've always stated that some statements that are propounded because certain people wanted to stick with them. I mean, when the lawyer says that Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a liar, I mean, I don't know what.
Oh, I gave examples.
Yeah, but
I can retreat them.
No, you don't need
He
to.
said the people of Cape Coast were going to get a new airport. Where is the airport, Palgrave?
No, but you
Dr.
see,
Palgrave Danquah, where is the airport?
but if it says
He said
you're going to get the
he
airport,
even
you give it a
said,
timeline.
No.
Oh, okay, you can put that aside.
No.
He announced on primetime TV at Asempa that they had built and that his biggest investment legacy for the people of the North was the Palugu Dam, and that they had constructed it. CTF, I'm sure you also sent some of your journalists there. Multimedia sent their journalists. When they went there, not a block had been laid. Is that an example of lies?
No.
It's lies.
No, but I think contextually.
Lies.
No, I think
Bawumia, you see,
I don't think so.
don't whitewash Bawumia.
No. I don't
because the
think- I
suffering
don't
in this
think-
country,
no,
you suffer it as much as I do.
No,
as the people of this country are suffering.
No.
Let's not whitewash the issues.
I don't think so.
Let's not.
I don't think
Let's hear him.
that on the national platform you can call the vice president and flag bearer of the new.
I've given
patriotic
examples,
party.
examples
I
of
don't-
his lies.
No, I don't.
These
think
are
so.
examples of
And
his
then
lies.
also
Yeah,
call
but I
the
think
running
it's
mate
not-
a corrupt person.
it's
There
not-
are no allegations that have been brought to him.
We
You
know
are-
Nana Addo will not prosecute them.
No.
Nana Addo will
No,
not.
no,
I don't
but
think-
you
I don't think.
you are alleging what can't be proved. You are
I
saying
don't think so.
I've demonstrated it to you.
How?
No.
I've told you that it's on record.
That.
It's on record that under Napo's tenure at the Ministry of Education,
Yeah.
they procured mathematical sets at a cost of about 70 cedis each. Go to the market today. How much is a mathematical set? We all have brothers and sisters in JSS. We buy math sets for them. Math set is about 15 cedis. So how do you go and inflate to about 70
But-
cedis each and then procure math sets for school children
But is
all
it-
across this
is it
country?
the same one
That
that you
is
see
an
on the
example
market?
of corruption.
No.
It was even sole sourced.
No.
I even expect the special prosecutor to start investigating him.
Okay.
No candidate,
Okay,
no political candidate in this country has had the balls to speak to the Ghanaian people and say, investigate me if you think I'm corrupt. But President Mahama did that.
Thank you, Philemon.
Can Nanado say that?
Thank you, Philemon.
Can Baumia say that? Can Napo say that?
Thank you.
They can't.
All of our candidates that we have put across, the flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and the running mate, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, I have not seen any allegations that have come against them on corruption or even allegations that have been substantiated in their competent courts of jurisdiction. There's nothing of that sort at all. So I don't want us to sit on a national platform and castigate and bring insinuations that does not exist at all.
Mine is not an insinuation.
No,
They are facts.
no, it's okay. It's
They
okay.
are facts.
I want him to land.
Facts that are happening.
There are no
don't
evidences
interject.
to
Just
that.
leave him to go. Let him.
You make your facts, but the facts must be proven. Until proven otherwise, they are not facts anymore. You know that.
Can you whisper into the ear of Akufo-Addo to initiate investigations against them? He will not anyway.
No, but then you know there are state institutions,
Please let him land.
there are systems in place that if people want to go ahead to do investigations, they can. And so I don't want us to cast insinuations on the very well-doing personalities and the character of people who are seeking office in this country, because there are no evidences to it that Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has lied or Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh is a corrupt individual. I mean, he raises these allegations of matset. There are evidences to prove of how the procurements were done. You can refer to those statements as well. So I want us to really put these matters in context. But a continual bashing of our candidates, a continual castigating of our candidates, a continual making statements on them, I mean, that's really not it. I think that, you see, on the 7th of December, the Ghanaian people have only one opportunity. And that opportunity is to look into the future rather than to look into the past. Look into the future of a man who better understands the global economy, a man who has proposed a lot more innovative and dynamic policies, a man who understands that the fourth industrial revolution is digitalization. And you see, my firm belief in Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is not primarily because he's my vice president or because he's the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, but because I feel that this is the man that Ghana has been waiting for. That after President Nkrumah Akufo-Addo, to build on the existing foundations that has already been built, is none other than Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So really, if we are proposing and presenting a man of this nature, we should present him in his fullness. And really, in presenting him in his fullness, allow the Ghanaian people to make that constructive decision on the 7th of December.
Well, okay. So there's a question I wanted you to answer for me. If truly, I mean, Dr. Baumia is the one that Ghana has been waiting for, I find it challenging to accept some of the way the country has gone so far. Let's look at various, and of course I do understand the argument that people make and say that, well, he's not at the helm of affairs, so he cannot be held absolutely responsible for all the decisions. But the president made it very clear that he listens to the advice of the vice president, which gives us a sense that the vice president has more influence and authority than others would otherwise like us to believe, and want us to absorb him of all responsibility. Why do we have some of the very damning challenges that we seem to be having across Ghana, namely the exchange rate being one of the biggest problems? He promised us that he would deal with this exchange rate problem. In fact, he even went ahead to say that if, and this was in accusation against erstwhile President Mahama, that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Have the NPP government not be entirely exposed?
But naked.
So I'll tell you something, and everybody is very much aware, and I read from Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia's vision statement on page 17, paragraph 63. And this is what he stated. He said, so when we assumed office in 2017, as vice president, I made the decision with the blessings and support of the president to focus on the critical but underdeveloped systems that would expand the economy, improve systems, and create jobs through digitalization. Therefore, as the Minister of Finance oversees the budget and fiscal policy and the governor of the central bank also focused on monetary and exchange rate policy, he, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, focused on the complementary data and systems improvements that would ensure the ease of doing business and change the fundamentals of the Ghanaian economy, making it more dynamic and responsive to modern trends, and management of it more specific and scientific and efficient. And so very clearly, I mean, I can understand where you're going with the EMT, where he chairs the subcommittee of cabinet and his role and responsibility that the president, Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo, has given to him. From 2017, very clearly and very evidentially, he was set on a drive to ensure that the Ghanaian economy becomes digitized, and no one can take that away from him. Which is why he started on that drive very strongly, start sending young people to Silicon Valley, brought drones into Ghana, so to have an address system in Ghana, so to make sure that every single household, every single property has an address system, which is verifiable, which is used, and also to ensure that every single payment platform in this country is also digitized, and so you can do payments through the Ghana.gov. Passports can be applied online. DVLA licenses can be renewed online. Your NHIS can be renewed online. ECG can be bought online. Ghana Water can be bought online to make sure that there is ease of doing business. And so clearly, you would see that his drive and agenda that was made was to ensure that he supports President Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo through the platform of digitalization. Which is why, for me, if anyone wants to state that the economy is in the manner in which it is, and I've always stated that if you take COVID-19 and you take Russia's invasion of Ukraine out of the Ghanaian economy of President Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and place that in the NDC government of John Evans Atta Mills and John Dramani Mahama, both as president from 2012 to 2008, 2009 to 2012, and then 2012 latter part to 2016, you would realize that the economy would have crumbled as it is now. In this Ghanaian economy, from 2017, we recorded a single-digit inflation. From 2017, 2018, 2019, until we had COVID-19 globally, everyone going through the various challenges of that. And then you realize that you come into 2022, the economy begins to bounce back better and even stronger. And clearly, there are indicators to prove that our economy has been robust, been able to withstand external pressures and external shocks under the leadership of President Nana Danquah Akufo-Addo together with Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a subcommittee head of the EMT.
All right. So we have a few messages. Let me just quickly read that before we get into the final conversation about the hot potato called free SHS. Mahama says it's his. Nanado says it's his. Let's see we'll find out who actually it belongs to. Some messages coming in here. So to the NDC person, please, are you telling Ghanaians that what the NDC is bringing on board or talking about others? Please talk about your policies so that Ghanaians can make informed decisions. This is thank you. This is coming from Danny in Takrade. This one here says, I really appreciate Lawyer La. He is speaking the minds of Ghanaians. Bawumia and Napo and the NPP in general will only take us into more doom. Akosia from Kofoidia, she says, good show here. Let me give you a few more. We have here Mahmoud Zakari. He says, Matt sets Napo procured was at 75 Ghana cedis and not 70. So he's trying to affirm what you were saying earlier, that it's even worse than we thought. Okay. My name is Vivian, watching from Tema. David, even Palgrave can attest to the difficulties we're experiencing in the country. Utility tariffs going up, fuel price hikes, food prices rising rapidly. Things are tough. Let's call a spade a spade. Okay? Please let your messages keep coming. I really appreciate them. Mr. Host, yes, my name is David. Thank you very much. Napo said, you're Nkrumah, not President Nkrumah. My problem is your Nkrumah, which is people's Nkrumah. When Napo was addressing the people, he said that no president other than Akufo-Addo, even your Kwame Nkrumah, I want to know which people's Kwame Nkrumah. Well, I guess it's the Ghanaians Kwame Nkrumah he's referring to. Yeah, but that's I did notice that he said even your Nkrumah.